Hey, it's Dan Carter here. I just got a huge unboxing going on right now. I have got a ton of packages in. So a bunch of Silver Age, mostly X-Men that's come in. So we're just going to open this up and see how it goes. This is part of the video that I'm pretty sure I'm going to speed up. Alright, so shout out to WhatNot. I got most of these off of WhatNot. Probably spent 20%, maybe a little less off of fair market value. I'll put up what I spent on them along with what their fair market value is right now. I don't think I got extremely good deals, but still, hey, anytime you can get 20% off of you know what they're really selling for, you know, that's more than good. And one of them I know I got for a lot less. So most of these are Silver Age, maybe Bronze Age, but we go ahead and go over the first one. You know, you get in these auctions and sometimes buy stuff that's not normally part of your collection, but if you see it and you like it. So I got Amazing Adventures 1 in a 9.0 CGC. Wonderful. The first Inhuman and the Black Widow. Fantastic for appearance. And I want to say I paid around $100 for this. Again, I'll put everything down there in the bottom. But this is just a very clean copy of it. Again, all WhatNot from what you can see. There's a slight staining here. Could really benefit from a cleaning. Could be resubmitted, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm not going to do that. It's just a really cool book. And with the next book you're going to see, it goes well with this Amazing Adventures type collection that I've got going on. So, really cool pickup right there. Now I'm going to add that right behind here. Alright. So the next book, there's a reason I got this one, is because I ordered a 5 or 6 book set of all the Amazing Adventure Beast appearances, including number 12, which is, including number 11, which is right here. So I got 11 through 17, which are most, if not all, the Beast appearances. They're all right behind me here. And I'm going to send them off to CGC to get graded. But when I got them in, number 15 came in and was cut. The whole back cover was completely cut, and it was never. That's what you get from going on eBay and them selling a lot at the time. They never even opened the comic. But the seller gave me a very generous amount off of, because I think I got like 7 books. They gave me a good amount off, which more than paid for this book, which is the book that got covered up. So it's Amazing Adventures 15. It's the first appearance of the Griffin, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, the Griffin. And then this is the one where it says Beast's fur turns black, but I think it's supposed to be blue. So, again, I'm not big on that, but I have every other one in this collection that was sent off CGC, and they're pretty high grade. So I'm hoping to get over 9s in all of them. And if I get them all as a set, then the value obviously probably going to go up. So that was a good pickup right there. And I don't remember how much I paid for this, but I think it was right around $100. People are going to tell me that's kind of high, but for 9.4 in a book this age, 1972, I think that's very good. Just looking at it, let's see, a couple of little small nicks down here at the bottom, but other than that, that's for the white background. That is a very clean copy. Okay, that's great. I'm gonna put that right there. Now, for what I thought was an absolute steal, and I'll be honest with you, I do not collect, honestly, this type of run, but for the price it was going for, I couldn't help but bid, because I know this is over $300 comic in this grade. So I was like, you know what, if I can steal it for a certain amount of money, I'm going to steal it. And it is got a little caveat on it. This is Daredevil number 9, okay, and a 9.2. So looking at the cover of this one, see a little bit of blue spots right here. That's about the only thing that's wrong with this book. Daredevil number 9, to have a single digit Daredevil number in general. This is the first appearance of the organizer. So amazing, just amazing looking book. And I got it for like $150. So yeah, I was just seeing this book. They were started off at like $1. And then people were bidding it up. I'm like, well, let me check and see how much this book's going for. It's like $300 book in this grade. So I was like, all right, well, I'll look at it. And it like stalled at like $145, and I just bid $150, and I have the book. But the really cool thing that attracted me more so than it just being a single digit Daredevil is that it says right here on CGC, which is really weird, from the collection of David Parso or whatever there, and this is Stan Lee's personal tailor. So Stan Lee's personal tailor had this book. I'm assuming that it was probably given to him by Stan Lee, but just having any kind of reference to Stan Lee is great on there. I've never seen that. I don't know if you can see that right there. If you can, I'm going to put a little picture down below. But yeah, for $150, I mean, I don't know if I'll keep this, but to me, it was a great deal. So there goes that. And then I'm going to show you the next box that I got in, which I honestly don't even know what it is, but I know the last box here I spent a lot of money on, and you'll see why. And I definitely overpaid. So now I'm back with, had a little technical difficulty there, but back with the rest of the video. So those are the first 3 that you saw. I bought this one, and this one I didn't really pay that much. Now, again, all of these were off WhatNot. Again, big shout out to WhatNot. It has taken all of my money, all my spending money. But this book, they had on the shelf. I wanted to see the guy's store because it was All-Star Comics. They probably have a show every, maybe 2, maybe 3 times a week, but they don't have a lot of followers. So definitely look them up, All-Star Comics. And they had this on the shelf because I wanted them, because they ran a brick and mortar store. And I love supporting brick and mortar stores. But I asked them to, hey, they didn't have anything on their list that I really wanted. So I said, hey, take me on a tour around of your store. So they picked up the phone and they walked around their store, and on their shelf, surprisingly enough, I don't think I'll take this out, but was this book, and it was Tales to Astonish, number 39. It's got the first appearance of the Scarlet Beetle. Now, why I got this, really couldn't tell you. I saw it, I've seen it before in my LCS, but personally, I really wanted this book. I just love the Ant-Man. I love the cover of it, and it was such a clean copy from what I was seeing. It's a 5.5, but again, from 1963. Again, Silver Age, to me, I will collect in just about any grade. Of course, you want higher grades, it's more money, but I just love the simplicity and craziness of the color and the art scheme. It's a pretty cool book. I mean, I'm looking over it now. The front of it's great. You have a couple of little, which you may can see there if that ring light isn't showing it, but a couple of little scuffs on the Astonished part. But man, it's very clean. Corners look good. And I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, hey, what are you wanting for that Tales to Astonish? And they gave me a price, and they said if they wanted to do it, if you wanted to buy it, put it on the auction, and if nobody else bids on it, you can get it for that price. And I got it. again, it was less than what I could find comps for. Again, I'll show you what the price value of it was, but I think I got it for about 20% less than what the comps were. Nobody else bid on it. Of course, there was only 10 people in the auction, so I mean, not many of them were looking for this type of book, but to me, this is a really great book. And going in the PC over here, so that's probably going to cause a lot of glare. I'm just going to put it down here. But to me, these are all the slab books are really good. Now we're going to get to the raw ones, and that's this book. So shout out to Christopher C. Fuller. I think that's his name on WhatNot. And he was selling, I'm guessing a friend of his, entire X-Men collection. And I'll go ahead and tell you, shaking the stand, I'll go ahead and tell you, he spent a lot of money on the first one, but he had a second one coming up, and I waited for it. Scheduled it for Sunday at like 11 a.m. So after church, I was going to ride by there and just see what other X-Men books he had. But he canceled it. He moved it back a couple hours. It's like, great. Then he moved it back a couple hours again. So I was like, okay, this doesn't look like it's him. He didn't. And then he rescheduled it for Wednesday, like 2 o'clock. So because I got a pretty flexible schedule, I was like, all right, let me go ahead and clear off that time. Then Wednesday at 2 o'clock, he moved it again until Wednesday night. So I finally just like, hey, when is this going to happen? He said for sure it can be Wednesday night, and I made plans around it, and that's how many books I bought. That's my packing slip. So if you don't know, it's like 3 pages, 39 books, and I think he had about 70 auctions in total for that night, and I bought 39 of them. So yeah, a lot of people weren't too happy with me being in there, and they kind of voiced that in the thing. But all I can do is say, hey, you know, bid on what you want. So I won 39 of the 70 auctions. I think there's about 30 some odd people in the room, but he did have one slab book. I forgot about that. And the one slab book is a interesting one. And like I say, I buy books in any kind, especially Silver Age books, in pretty much any type of condition. I do not mind it, just because Silver Age is my favorite age. And let me get all the packing material out. And it's an interesting book. First time I've actually seen it up close, and it is rough. So this is X-Men number 5. It is a restored grade. And the restored grade, the reason why it's restored is because it says small amount of glue on spine of cover, tape on cover, interior cover, and exterior cover. So you can see all down here, I don't know if you can really see, but all down here, it looks like it was taped, or still is tape. I think actually there still is tape over there. But at the end of the day, it's X-Men number 5. You can tell we got a massive roll on it. It is complete. From everything that I'm seeing, it is complete. But obviously the cover was detached at one point in time. But that's X-Men number 5. So, pretty rough copy, but honestly, it's X-Men number 5. I'm gonna take it, and I didn't pay terrible much about this. I'd have to look over my notes. I spent so much money on just this one auction. I think I'm about probably close to $2,000 into it, but 40 books. So I mean, 39 books. It's roughly about $50 a book. So again, I will buy that any day of the week, twice on Sunday, as long as I can get it for a fair price. So X-Men number 5. All right. Now the rest of these books are going to be raw, and going to be a lot of them. So I'm going to try to go through them pretty quickly. A lot of them have issues. They're not high grade books. also would spend a lot more money, I'm sure. But the X-Men is hot, and honestly, it's the only thing I really collect for the most part. Is Silver Age books or any X-Men, pretty much. So, let me get through this. As you can see back here, I have the 266, and I'll go through all my comic collection at one point in time. I haven't been collecting long, but I have a story about the first comic book I ever got, and it kind of led to this collecting frenzy that I have. Oh, sorry. So this is the first round. There's 2 books the size of this, 2 stacks the size of this, that are here. So, and I don't even remember everything that I bought. It's just a long day and bank account going down and down and down based off of everything that I bought. So, you know, but I have the money to spend on it. So, but WhatNot can drain a bank account very quickly. I will tell you that. So, I don't think these are in any particular order, but do know that they are mostly, if not all, X-Men. Actually, I can go ahead and tell you they are all X-Men. So, alright. Yeah, these are not in any specific order, but we're going to go over these. It's going to be a long video. I might have to break this up in 2s. So, I don't know how to start this, but make sure. 52. Yeah, these are definitely not in any kind of order. Oh yeah, they are in order. They just put this one in a weird spot. Okay. Well, let's go from the bottom to the top, I guess. I have to put them all like this. Alright. First issue. Reprint issue. X-Men 89. Rough shape. Got a tear right here. Probably roughly a 4. Maybe a 4.5. Does present well though. Alright, again, we're going to go through these quickly. X-Men 87. Again, these are all the reprint, I think from 66 or 64 on up. They're all reprints. That one looks a lot better. It does have that crease right there. And does have spine wear, but it's a black cover. This is probably closer to 5 in my estimation. Again, I don't really know a ton about grading, but it's seen enough. Okay, another reprint. This one went actually very cheap, as you can see, because of the spine right there. I think the cover's actually detached. So these are books that I'm always going to keep raw. I'm never going to grade these, but to complete the run and then eventually build up to, yeah, see, it even says cover detached. To build up to getting, you know, like the higher grade ones, maybe I'll trade it in along with a little bit more money and get a higher graded one. This one has a small, it has a cover detached and a small rip on the back side, as you can see from right here. But this is X-Men 85, another reprint. I'm gonna go through these reprints pretty quickly. Rough copy, but it's a reprint. Cover barely hanging on this one. X-Men 84. Really cool cover. Again, very low grade, but it's X-Men 84. X-Men 82. This one just has a rip up there, but for the most part, pretty good. Not too bad right there. X-Men 82. X-Men 79. The Cobalt Man. All these are reprints. I'm going to go through it really quickly. X-Men 78. X-Men 77. Yeah, just normal. These at least don't have a detached cover. This one's actually been restapled. That's what it said. I don't see where it was restapled, but it says it was restapled. Again, didn't go for a lot. Pretty rough copy. X-Men 69. Alright, so this one was actually, when I remember bidding on it, actually one of the better conditions. This is X-Men 65. This is in actually very nice condition. Sharp corners, looks like. No staining on it. Do have a couple of breaks right there. But overall, this book is in very good condition. So that one probably stay. maybe a 6, 6.5. Let's see, what are we on now? Again, we're going down. X-Men 62, rough condition, but still very good cover. Gotta love that Kazar cover. Cover barely hanging on. Alright, again, don't spend a ton of money, the high dollar money, on these type of books, but I will get them. X-Men 59, very rough on the spine. Got 10 written right there. But it's attached, everything's good, and I love the Cyclops cover. It's really cool, especially with Sentinels right there. X-Men 52. This one went for a little bit more than I probably should have went for, but again, just got spine tear on it. But the rest of the comic looks pretty good. Little folds and bends. X-Men 52. Twilight of the Mutants. I love that cover. Obviously, one of my favorite covers here. The Beast in X-Men. Beast being my favorite character. X-Men being my second favorite character in X-Men. Obviously, I have all the Beasts, so very good book actually overall. I mean, you got these fine rolls here, but overall it's a very cool looking book. Top of cover detached. Okay, well that sucks. So it is detached right there. It doesn't look like it, but I can see where it could be. Still, pretty good book. Love the Juggernaut covers. This one's very rough on the left side. Got writing of 60 cents, so they try to resell it. A big ear right here, really rough, but X-Men 46. Gotta love the Juggernaut. It was restapled. Oh, I do see 2 restaples. Again, all these books are going to be raw. They're going into PC, and I'm going to upgrade them over time. This one's actually pretty good, except for the dovetail at the bottom. Centerfold is detached on it, though. But good appearance, black cover. Have a little bit of scuffing here, dovetail here, and a couple of spine breaks here, but the rest of the book looks really good. Yeah, love it. X-Men 42. Alright. X-Men 31, the Cobalt Man. This is the actual real good cover of it. I mean, you're still spine messed up here. Oh, this one has water damage and top staple detached. Again, he was very clear about what he was doing. They were all low-grade X-Men because if they were all in really good shape, he probably would have sold them maybe elsewhere and gotten a lot more money than I paid for them. So, again, just filler issues completing the run. X-Men 29. Now this one was actually pretty clean. This one has no issues really on it except for the spine right there and some discoloration right here. Again, not top of the line grade, but still great. So that's half of them. And we're going to go with the other half here shortly.